Hello everyone, Grandmaster Var Akobian here with 1000 GM, and I will be showing you today my round 2 game from the US Open tournament. In this game, I'm facing a pretty strong player. She's a 2000 rated player, so it's round number 2. I won the first game, so now I need to continue play well. And my opponent played e4. When I prepped a little bit for her, I noticed she played some World Youth events, so she was, quite a good player. So I figured I will surprise her with my backup opening, not my French defense. So I played d6. So this leads to my favorite setup. It's called the check perk. If you play g6, it's just the regular perk positions, but this is just check perk, okay? These positions. So it goes knight f3, bishop g4. And one of the ideas here is the reason that a lot of people don't play the check perk, because this f4 move is the main line. It could be very scary if you don't know what to do. But I have enough good analysis that I can play against it, and I've done it many, many times. So queen a5. Now, if the knight goes on f3, guess what? That's a blunder. Thank you very much, okay? And you cannot take back because of the pin, okay? So that's very nice for black. And I've had this against a Grandmaster. We're playing a Blitz tournament. He just quickly played knight f3. Boom, I take the pawn. And he's like, what just happened here? Lost the central pawn. So another idea is bishop d3. There are different ways why I can play, but the bishop d3 seems to be the most popular one. And now I like this move e5. The point is, after knight f3, I can take on d4. And I play this way. Queen b6, hitting the knight. And now I go a4. So here he can play, for example, the move a4, but then I can play knight a6. And then after a4, I can play like knight a6, knight b4. And I think black is doing okay here, But he played... if he plays queen e2 here, trying to attack my queen, you go queen b4. a3, take. It seems like what's going on? You're going to lose your queen. But you play rook a1 check. Now, king cannot come forward d2 or f2 because we take on h1. So he goes knight d1, and now fantastic bishop g4, okay? Fantastic bishop g4 attacking the queen. And the queen has to move, and rook takes d1, okay? So I've won games like this, many, many Blitz games, and I won a game against a Grandmaster in a Las Vegas Blitz Championship tournament several years ago, okay? So this can happen, guys. You want to pay attention to this beautiful chop in a check perk. I believe you will catch some people, okay? I've had it many, many times, and you will have it as well. My opponent, she didn't go for any of these complicated lines. She went for the natural knight f3. The drawback about this one, it allows me to play bishop g4, and now I can pin the knight. h3, attacking it, bishop h5, bishop d3, e6. The idea behind e6, I want to be able to play d5 here and sort of try to achieve a French defense with a better bishop. Like, for example, with castle, I've had this many times. d5, takes, and I'm playing like the French defense, but guess what? My bishop is already doing a good job here pinning. Then I can play c5, knight c6. Since I've been a French player for over 32 years, this is an improved version of the French defense for me. So I'm very happy to play this. But she plays very aggressively. g4, h4. Look at this now. She is threatening to play h5. And she's trying to make me play h5 or h6. And that's going to be weakening my position. I don't want that. So I played a good move here. d5. Very important move here to put pressure on e4. Now, my opponent took. Again, if e5 is played, I'm totally fine. I can just go knight fd7, takes, I take back, light square bishops are off. I'm just very happy to play this French type of position here without a bad bishop. I like black here. But my opponent took. That's a good sign when opponent takes, because now the center is going to be gone. So I took on d3 first because I didn't want to allow my opponent take and double my pawn. So I take. And if you were wondering about the in-between moves, it's not going to work very well, because if you take bishop a6, then I'm defending b7. So take, bishop takes, I'm up a piece. So that doesn't quite work. If you take this way, I actually have a very neat move, bishop c4, protecting this. And if you take, I can just simply take back. So I'm keeping my king position intact. Then I will just simply go bishop e7 and just castle and with the extra piece and a winning advantage. So my opponent cannot do any in-between captures here. It has to take back with the queen. Now, I took back with the pawn. Now, knight e5. And this is I could say maybe the first inaccuracy or kind of a dubious move by my opponent. she had to play the move g5, which leads to a very interesting position. I don't like knight d7 because it allows h5 and some g6 business. I don't want that, so I go knight h5. Queen b5 check, knight d7. I'm sacrificing a pawn, but I have a very decent compensation because all these pawns are blocked, and they're going to, you know, they appear to be a little bit weakening white's position. Next, I castle, and I can justify my pawn sacrifice by using these open files, the b file, the c file, to try to get a very serious compensation. Position, according to computers, is unclear here. I like this for black, very safe king, you know, a little bit of light square weaknesses, and it's not so clear where is this king going to go. Can castle here, the pawns are advanced, and if you castle here, you know, guess what? Some fierce attack going to come up on those open two files. So perhaps that's why my opponent didn't play it. So now knight e5 is played. Now, this knight is very strong here, so what to do? Knight e5. Activating my knight, and now trying to eliminate the strong knight on e5 here. Bishop g5. Activating the bishop and putting pressure. My most important thing in this position is try to eliminate the knight. Okay, this knight is so strong. So how we can do that? How we can try to eliminate the knight here? So we play bishop d6, activating the bishop and threatening to take. Only 5. Bishop d6, now putting serious pressure. Bishop takes f6. G takes f6, attacking the knight. Now, if knight takes c6, I'll be happy to take because I have a very strong center, and dark square bishop is excellent here. It's better than its counterpart, the knight here. So he played knight f3 back. Queen b6, activating my queen, and now putting some pressure because I didn't want my opponent to have the king there. I wanted for her to castle long, so I know exactly where the king is, and I can plan to attack. By the way, this is a game in 1 hour, so my opponent has been consuming a lot of time because she was not familiar with this position. By around here, you know, she was already getting, you know, pretty low on the clock here. So queen b6 now, putting pressure on b2. Castles, long castle. I go long castle. I need to connect my rooks. Now my rooks are connected. She moves the king here. I put my king here. Now queen b5. I do not want to trade queens. I can trade queens, and maybe I'm a little bit better here, but I'd rather keep the queens on the board. In particular, when opponent is low on the clock, you want to keep the queens on the board because it's much harder to play with the queens on. Queen e2. Bishop b4. Queen d3. Because I was trying to create weaknesses. Now queen goes on d3. Now knight a5, activating my knight with the idea to go here. I'm also threatening to take the knight, so I knew she would move, and I go here. And here she's getting low on the clock, and this next move is so natural. But I had something very nice prepared. She played c3. That's a blunder. The best move is king here, and then I'm better here. I can play h5, c3, bishop e7, and I have a better structure, and my knight is active, and I have a lot more time. So black is clearly better here. So, but she played c3, and this is a losing move here. But I want to pause here, guys. I want to pause and give you 30 seconds to find the right move here, okay? What did I play here? Something really cool here. Maybe you're going to need a couple of minutes for this. So you can pause the video right here and try to find black's next move, the devastating move here. So let's give you some time. All right, so hopefully you guys, you found the right move here. And of course, the move here is the stunning bishop a3, sacrificing the bishop. She was shocked because she totally missed this. She can't take, check. And now we see the power of the knight on c4, that power of that knight that is giving a checkmate, okay? So that doesn't quite work. How she can defend? If she plays b3, and now look at the forky here, knight b2 attacking the queen and the rook, winning the exchange, and getting a very nice position here. Winning advantage for black. So my opponent says, okay, I'm losing the exchange, but at least I keep my position intact. She doesn't want to compromise the structure. And this is another moment here. I want to pause here and give you a chance to find the best move. Of course, you can just take the rook and you have a nice winning advantage. But what did the world champion Emanuel Lasker say? Remember the famous quote? I use that a lot. When you see a good move, don't rush. Look for a better one. And here we got a better one here. We're going to take the exchange, but we want to try to figure out a way to create further weaknesses. So let's pause here for you, give you some time, minute or two and 30 seconds. I'll do a quick pause here to see if you can find a move here. Okay, guys, so the correct move here is Queen B6, applying more pressure on B2. Now threatening to take, and pick it up, okay? So now cannot protect B2. There is no way to protect it, so my opponent played B3. Now after B3, we take. Knight takes D2. And here, my plan is to bring the rook over and play E5. I do not want my H7 pawn hanging here. And Plasin, I thought maybe she will play G5. So let me put the pawn on H6 here just to control everything. Now, King A1, putting the king away. I'm not sure what this move does, but king doesn't look very good on A1 because it's just, when the background checks come, that might get mated there. So E5, Queen F5. Okay, E8. I'm ready to open up the position, and she had no time, so she took rook takes E5, and after move rook D8, she simply resigned because knight has to move, and then there is a background check coming up, so it's just very, very difficult position. So maybe she goes here, check, check. It's not like it's a mate, but it's just nothing is really moving here, so I can try to slowly improve my position. There not really any threats, or I can even just go bishop C5 here. So it's just completely winning position here. So my opponent just simply resigned after the move rook D8, and this gave me 2 wins out of 2 games. So great start, and winning with black, it's always tough because now every time I play, the competition is getting stronger and stronger, 150 points higher. So first round was 17 something, now it's almost 2000. And the next game I'm going to show you is going to be a game against 21 plus player. So hope you guys enjoyed this game from the round 2 of the US Open, and we will be showing you the round 3 game next as well, okay? So we'll see you soon, and make sure you guys subscribe to 1000 GM channel because we're going to be showing a lot of games, my games, and also games from the IM and GM known tournaments that happen.